Just yesterday I did Azura's quest. If you don't know, Azura wants you to kill some vampire followers of hers. Basically, they killed the powerful and vicious vampire, but got infected in the process, and apparently they didn't bring any cure disease potions. How amateurish of them. But they sealed themselves into the place where they killed the vampire, so that they wouldn't be a threat to the rest of the world. So I went to this mine, I killed the vampires and I looted their bodies. Normal, right? Then I found a bunch of coffins. I found some gold and some gems and enchanted Daedric greaves. I somehow still get excited about those despite them being everywhere at level 23. And then, while I was taking stuff from a wooden coffin in the middle of gutted mine or whatever it's actually called, I thought about Thoronir's quest. It's called Unfriendly Competition, and basically every merchant in the market district of the Imperial City is upset that this guy named Thoronir is undercutting their prices. You do a bunch of investigation and, long story short, you learn that Thoronir is buying things from a guy that takes them from recently deceased citizens, and presumably with stuff like jewelry, takes it from sealed tombs. Now, the funny part is that this investigation is done by the only person in Cyrodiil who actually does more grave robbing than Agarmir. How many recently deceased bodies have you, the player, taken things from, after actually making them recently deceased? Maybe some Mythic Dawn spy attacked you in the middle of town and you just looted them in front of the guards. How many coffins have you robbed? And how many dead have you disturbed? Maybe you accidentally picked up some ribcage or something from some coffin and then you found it in your inventory while in the Imperial City. And then you just throw it on the ground, right in the middle of the market district. Good times. Bonus points if you drag it around a little. Honestly, the only reason why the tombs in the Temple Undercrofts are safe from you is because you literally can't loot from them. But if you could, you totally would. Well, unless you're role-playing. It honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a cleric or holy warrior to loot coffins. Like, just picture it. The Divine Crusader goes to a graveyard and takes an elven cuirass off from a grave. Then they go to an Oblivion plane and loot stuff from those, you know, those red things that are kind of made from the flesh of humans. I think they're called the Punished, at least I think they are made from the flesh of humans. The Divine Crusader just puts his hands into one of those things and pulls out a Dwemer bow, a strong potion of sorcery, and a bunch of gold. And gold is like not in a bag, but like individual coins, right? So he sort of shifts his hand around in the bag of meat to make sure that he gets all the coins. And they're like sticky and gross and a little warm because of where they were. And then Lord Crusader goes to the shops in the market district and sells to them the cuirass he literally pulled off a skeleton. There's still like human dust on the inside of the cuirass, ugh. And the sticky Dwemer bow that kinda smells weird. And then, when Lord Crusader is in combat and starts running out of magicka, he pulls out the strong potion of sorcery, and it almost slips from their hand because it's so sticky. Ugh. Okay, maybe I am exaggerating a little bit. Lord Crusader would have probably used a cloth and cleaned it up a little bit. By the way, it does make a funny picture if you imagine the player's inventory like just one single bag. Your character takes 5 loaves of bread, 7 cheese wheels, a poisoned mace of doom, 15 nightshade, a bunch of Daedra hearts, and some vampire dust, and just throws it all in the same bag. Well, this went into a weird direction. If you want to know why I don't recommend putting alchemy into your major skills, see this video next. A few comments told me that they don't agree with my proposition, so be sure to read them too. Thanks for watching.